At the end of the day, for a business, the only thing that matters is revenue. And where I sort of found myself is because the goal at the start was to build an agency, and then I sort of stepped away from that. And I'm like, I want to work with a handful of clients and do more than just SEO. So over the years, I've learned to understand buying behavior, how to structure a website for customers, how to look at the data behind what customers are doing on the website, and then how to build that customer journey. So from getting the first click into the post click, and getting that conversion. So I very much sit in this grey area where it's not just SEO, it's almost a hybrid of conversion rate optimization as well, to trying to understand, what customers are doing, how do we improve conversion, where the opportunities lie on the website. And that's a very tailored service. So when I'm working with a brand, I can't just package that easily and distribute that across 20, 30, 50 brands, because they wouldn't get that same level of service unless they was hiring multiple disciplines in terms of conversion rate optimization. Because that's what I find, like yourself, you probably work on that conversion area as well, as much as building a funnel, because you understand it's not just about getting traffic to a landing page, it's understanding what the customer wants from that landing page, why have they come to that landing page, what's the pain points behind it, and how we deliver that solution. And then that's ongoing research at data, looking at the analytics behind it. So within analytics, we have to dive into that and look at the different data channels and understand where the issues are, where the opportunities lie. At the end of the day, for a business, the only thing that matters is revenue. So it's fixing problems, and creating more opportunity to build that revenue. And that's where I sit with brands. So I will come in and I'll say, you need to do X, Y, and Z on your website, because I can see from the data you're missing out on these opportunities. Because what happens is people sit in silos, teams sit in silos, or SEOs sit in a silo, the paid team might sit in a silo, the conversion team sit in a silo. So there's no one in the middle gluing all that together. And that's where I try to come in and say, we need to change these landing pages. We need to structure the website like this. This is how it's going to equal more revenue. And then we track that and we make changes and iterate from that. Yeah, that's how I fit in with brands, whether it's six-figure
Yeah,
Shopify
nice.
brand or going into, I've worked with huge brands like Lenovo to understand, mass traffic and how we improve more revenue from that.